In this video, I'm going to take you through the exact step-by-step blueprint that we utilize to help our restaurant partners generate more high-ticket events or private events for their venue or restaurant on complete autopilot. And one major problem that we see with restaurant owners in general is just their general approach to private event inquiries. What they do is they just sit there hoping and praying that these inquiries will fall into their lap. However, we all know that that's not actually the case. The goal of this video is to show you how you can generate more high-ticket events on demand on complete autopilot with ideal customers who are likely to spend anywhere between $2,000, $5,000 and north of £10,000 per deal. The restaurant owner, we know how attractive high-ticket events can be for restaurants or venues in general due to their high revenue, high profitability natures, as well as their high injection of cash into the business. And I mean, as a business that's worked with restaurants across the globe, we've personally seen the flywheel effect that high-ticket sales can have for restaurants in breaking stagnation cycles, as well as taking restaurants from 50k a month in revenue to almost 150k plus per month just by implementing a high-ticket sales system into the business. And so today, I'm actually going to show you the exact step-by-step systems that we utilize to help our restaurant partners generate more high-ticket events and high-ticket deals on demand for their restaurants, and how you can go ahead and implement the exact same system for yourself. Hello. So I have just come onto my monitor over here, and I want to basically show you and walk you through that exact catering system that I was talking about, or the high-ticket event and high-ticket sales system. Now, I'm just going to show you through one of them. I want to make this, as actionable as possible. I see a lot of people on the internet, they show lots of wishy-washy advice for restaurants, and they say that they can do this, they can do that, but clearly knowing that the restaurant won't actually go ahead and be able to do that themselves. And so what I'm going to show you is actually actionable steps that you can take. Like I said, anything great takes a little bit of time to set up, but this is something that you can actually go ahead and implement for your restaurant. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you something that you can start seeing returns as fast as possible with. I don't want to show you the organic funnel. I don't want to show you how you do it through content. I don't want to show you all the other things that we utilize to drive growth for restaurants on their high ticket sales side. So I'm only going to show you one mechanism, but this one mechanism will definitely help you out a lot, and you will get extreme value from this. Okay. So like I said, I don't want to make it too broad. I just want to give you one or two mechanisms that you can go ahead and implement for your restaurant as soon as possible. So that being said, I'm going to show you the paid ad structure for growth that we utilize to generate leads and sales for these high ticket events with a consultation session. So how we usually do it is we'll have a Facebook or Instagram ad with a lead form, an Instagram DM ad with a lead form. So what that means is when someone clicks on the ad, they will get a questionnaire that pops up immediately. On that questionnaire, it'll say, what's your name, your phone, your email, what event you're inquiring about, and maybe one more qualifying question, which is how many people are you looking for, right? Someone's looking for like 10 people. That's not something that we would consider high ticket, and it's not something that we would prioritize over them compared to someone who said that they want to cater or they want a ticket for 300 people, right? As an example. So what we do is we qualify them immediately so that you have very high quality leads through the door. Then we'll have a micro funnel. Now, a micro funnel is basically the customer journey, an optimized customer journey that is directly created for a specific outcome. So in this funnel, the outcome would be to book a free consultation session with you. Now, on that free consultation session, and what we do is we advertise a free consultation session on the front end so that it's low barrier to entry, meaning someone doesn't feel like they're making a huge commitment upfront, but more importantly, they feel like they can get the information from you to make the educated decision on whether you are the right fit for them, which is exactly what a free consultation session is, right? It's basically for you to vet them, see if you can do what they are asking for, but more importantly, for them to see if you can provide on what you say you can. Okay. So it's for them to make an educated decision. So the micro funnel will be optimized for this person to go on the landing page, see what you do, and then actually go ahead and have the opportunity to book a consultation session with you. Okay. So it starts with a micro funnel. So Facebook, Instagram ad to a micro funnel. On that micro funnel will be an opt-in or send message option. So this is where they can enter their details so that you have owned their attention. You now have these details that you can reach out to whenever you want for anything, right? Obviously, you don't spam because, like we say, there's a special place for spammers in hell, but you have to know how to actually market correctly to convert these leads. Now, on top of that, once they've actually opted in, they then get an option for a calendar and form. And on this calendar and form, the calendar is basically for them to book in a consultation session with you. So, they book in a time, it goes onto your calendar. It's like a Google Meet or like a Zoom meeting. It's about 15 minutes. And this is the number one way we have seen for the restaurant owners that we work with to then qualify these leads and get them to pay a deposit or book in a venue visit for them to see what their next steps with them is. The reason we do this is because you yourself know, as a restaurant owner, going back and forth on phone calls, going back and forth on Instagram DMs, going back and forth on emails is not sustainable, and it's not something that you can. It's not a system that you can scale to get to systemize this process and actually go ahead and make it a genuine revenue driver for your business. When you are doing these tedious tasks, it's more of a pain than it is a benefit for your business. And so this is why we build out systems and mechanisms to help the restaurants implement these systems so that they can go ahead and scale to their revenue goals and beyond that, right? We don't do these like little onesie twosies things. We actually build out the infrastructure to place within the restaurant that's a self-fulfilling cycle for exponential growth. That is exactly what we do, and this is one of those systems. So what we then do is have a calendar and form. On that calendar, they get to book in a consultation call with you, your manager, your head of sales, if you're more of a catering side of business, any of those people, right? Any authority figure. And on that calendar and form, they'll then get to book in a consultation. Okay. That consultation session, like I just mentioned what it is, basically the form is also then for you to get more information. So if you go onto our page, so as an example, if I was to, so this is an example of what a consultation session would look like and the form on which, I'm just showing you our example. I don't want to go ahead and now show like other restaurants' examples and stuff like that. But what I do want to show you is just an example of what I'm trying to say here. So there will be, a consultation session where, again, it's the main things is to pinpoint their bottlenecks and obstacles. For us, it'd be pinpoint any bottlenecks and obstacles you or your restaurant are currently facing to see if it's something that we can help you solve, implement our systems and mechanisms to help you get to your revenue goals and beyond that, right? Whereas yours would be a different approach, but it would be the same thesis, which would be, booking a consultation call for us to understand, what you're trying to do and how we can help you, if we can help you, if this is a right fit for us, right? Then they'll be able to see your calendar. They'll be able to book in a time. Let's just say it's 8 a.m. And then this is the form. It's a qualifying form. So I'll say their full name, email, phone number, what is their, any sort of socials if they have, how much they're willing to spend, how many people are going to be at the venue, what type of event is it for, etc., right? So this gives you more context so that the person who's getting on the call will be able to give them the right information they need for you to actually be able to, collect a deposit or help them with their idea of what they want for this high ticket event or what they want for this event, right? So that was just an example of what I mean by a consultation, calendar, and what I mean by a consultation form as well. Let me just bring this in a little bit more. Fantastic. So back to the thing over here. So like I said, you'll have the calendar and form, and then once the consultation call is booked in, we then also implement a pre-call homework, okay? So what that means is basically a system in which you will then be able to qualify them, and it'll be an email that goes out to them to let them know what to expect on the call, what the call is for, and how it will actually work for them. And then we'll also set up a reminder sequence to remind them not to no-show. So it'll be like, 24 hours before we'll say, hey, Jenny, don't forget that you have a consultation session booked in with, La Parada at 5 p.m. tomorrow, as an example. Please don't forget. And then another one will go out 1 hour before and maybe 5 minutes before as well, so that you don't waste your time and they don't waste their time as well. Now, the main thing is sometimes we see restaurants may have a similar system at a very broad perspective, but a lot of times we see that they rarely miss out on a lot of leads and a lot of sales because they don't have a back-end automation system that helps to nurture these leads into the high-ticket events. So what we do is if someone, goes through the funnel and they opts in and, gives you their information, but they don't actually end up going and booking a call, you don't want to just waste this lead. This is a lead that can spend between 2,000, 5,000, north of 10,000 pounds with you, okay? So what we do is we collect their name and email and phone number, right? Now, if that lead hasn't booked in a consultation session within 5 minutes, which you may think is an extreme, but we've done multiple studies, looked at multiple data, and even looked at other professionals doing huge studies on how fast or, lead to speed, and understanding that if you reach out, there's actually a study, you can check this out. I'm not sure which school it was done. I think it was either Cornell or Harvard. They did a study that your chances of a sale increases by 800% if you reach out to a lead within 3 to 5 minutes and book them in. That is an insane number. And it means that's an insane amount of revenue that you are losing out on not doing that for your business, okay? So we set up a system in which either one of our growth specialists, or you yourself, would have this auto reminder set in, or we'd place someone in your business to do this for you. Then they would have a nurturing email sequence, an SMS sequence that nurtures these people, reminding them, telling them why they came to you in the first place, showing them your track record, showing them what you've done in the past, showing them what you could do for them, etc., etc. And then the whole point of this is to nurture, educate, and redirect them to the socials, so they see as many touch points as you, right? Dan Kennedy, one of the most famous online marketers in the world, and one of the most profound online marketers in the world, has this thing called 7-hour rule, which is if anyone has consumed more than 7 hours of content of yours, they are most likely in the highest buying state a human can possibly be in. Okay. And that's the kind of state that we get people to be in if they don't actually go ahead and book a consultation call with you in that moment, because they need to be, moved up in the buying change and have that sentiment to actually go ahead and make the commitment to speak with you, right? So we nurture them, we educate them on what you do, and we redirect them to your socials to make sure that they consume more content of yours. Now, once that is done, that is usually a very systemized and predictable process to get them to actually book in that consultation session, which then will have the same effect over here, which would be the pre-call homework and the consultation call reminder sequence. Okay. Now, once they've booked in the consultation call, you will take that consultation call, or your manager, or anyone, whoever that is. And by the way, this client appointment setter to confirm call is what we usually do, and what we require our clients to do is on the day of the consultation call. Let's say it's 1 p.m. GMT UK time. Then what we'll do is at 11 a.m. or at 9 a.m. they have to give them a call, say, hey John or hey Jenny from La Prada, just wanted to make sure that you're still able to make our consultation call at this time today. Now, there's two reasons you do that. One, to make sure you don't waste your time and they don't no-show. But secondly, you set authority. You giving them a call to make sure that they don't no-show, so that you can, reschedule another call, shows, one, that you have a consistent flow of leads coming to you for the same service that they're looking for, right? Because you do, right? You are busy, you have leads coming in, and them wasting your time means that you could have been on another call. And you show them that urgency and scarcity around why you are the authority figure and why you are the best person to actually go ahead and do this for them before they've even spoken to you, right? And all of these psychological things really make a huge difference in how much, in the percentage of increase from how you can convert a lead to an actual high ticket sale, right? Now, on that consultation call, now this is more general, this is customized per restaurant, but this is the average customer journey that we see, all right? So after the consultation call, if they're qualified in terms of monies, logistics, and expectations, right? 3 things that we look for. Do they have the money? The logistics is, are you able to do it for them? And expectations is what they actually expect from you. And if you're able to do that for them, then, if they're not qualified in terms of that, we'll have a downsell process in place, which means that at least you don't lose that time. You at least make some money from it. We also have a voucher system in place. That voucher system is set so that you can have a referral system in place, that if there was anyone else that was looking for something that you could do that they weren't able to do with you, you could utilize that to convert someone. And then more importantly, we keep them in the database, nurture them, and refer them to the socials, so that at least you can then, start nurturing them for other things, whether it's not a catering thing, at least you can get them and their family into your restaurant for food. At least you can get them as a loyal customer. And all of these things are missed out components that people don't realize, that you have to have an overarching flywheel effect for every little system, right? So if this doesn't work out, this falls into another flywheel effect of the genuine customer acquisition and retention paths, right? And so you really need to have a mechanism in place, because just think about it. If we came into your restaurant, we place this plus of every other mechanism that we have in place for retention, for content, for customer acquisition, for catering, all of these vertical scaling systems that we utilize, even online ordering. If you have all of this in one thing, you build your own restaurant ecosystem. And our goal with things like this is to make sure that you have an ecosystem that allows you to get to your revenue goals and beyond, but more importantly, increase the value of your business, which can generate and you can retire off of, or more importantly, you can sell for multiple 7 figures, because you have almost a software company inside your business that you own, right? This is very replicable as well for locations. So if you have 2 branches, you open up another 3. This is a plug-and-play system for those branches that for a fact works, okay? And so like if you have investors and things like that, so you can literally tell them, we have this thing in place, we put it in our business, and we can guarantee scale through it, right? So that being said, if they're not qualified, you want to make sure you have systems in place to actually make sure that they still spend money with you. And then secondly, if they are qualified with money, logistics, and expectations, you then book in a venue visit. Again, like I said, this is general, so your paths might change, but I just want to show you the average, based off of the data, the average system that, or the average customer path that we see with the restaurants we work with is, if qualified, money, logistics, and expectations, you book in a venue visit with them, right? So they come to the venue, they see the venue, you make sure that you still have your sales skills to, nurture them and sell them at the venue, right? After the in-person event, tour, or curated experience, they then will, the lead will be closed, hopefully, because we teach, and we basically at the business at Novak Partners, we actually have scripts, processes, and systems to help you yourself also understand how to sell better, show you human psychology on how you need to, take how to structure and frame these sales as an example, so that your sales rate can or your sales closing rate can go higher, right? So we actually cover all these paths for you, but I'm just showing you, again, like the average restaurant. So you'll close the lead, they'll pick up a deposit, you then fulfill them, and then we also have post-nurturing sequences to take all of those 300 people to still make money off of those 300 people by, doing some sort of system in place, or putting some sort of system offer, or, mechanism in place, or nurturing sequence in place to then convert them to normal restaurant sales, etc., right? So again, like I said, a self-fulfilling cycle as an ecosystem for your business. Lead, close, deposit paid, you fulfill them, and we'll also set up an upsell system in place so that you can maximize the sale and profit per customer. But that being said, I don't want to overextend this. I don't want to make this unnecessarily long. I wanted to show you the exact step-by-step system you can go and head and implement on the paid ad side of things, because like I said, it's something that you can reap the rewards with more quicker than all of the other systems, and it's something that we implement, or like in terms of your knowledge at the moment, it's something that you can go ahead and reap the rewards of as soon as possible. But again, bring them in, have a system in place to convert and get them in. Have a system in place to get their details, own their attention, and actually get them interested. Have a system that they can go ahead and book in a call with you. Have a system in place that you can actually nurture them if they don't book in a call with you, so that they can book in a call with you. And then have downsells and unqualified sequences in place to still maximize what you can make out of a customer who isn't actually qualified. And the same goes for the people who are qualified as well. But like I said, if you found this helpful, if this is something that you might want to actually implement in your business, but you just don't have the time to learn how to do all of this, and you want to have a chat with one of our growth consultants to see what we do, how we can help your restaurant, or how we can help other businesses, how we've helped other restaurants, I don't want to sell you anything. I just want to let you know that we do have that option. You'll see a link in the description below, where you'll get to be educated on what we do, how we do it, and again, like I said, how we could possibly help your restaurant get to your revenue goal and beyond that. But that being said, if you found this valuable, please subscribe, please like, because it gives YouTube the boost for us to reach more restaurants. But more importantly, if you can do that, we can actually sustain posting more value for you. And so if you enjoyed this, please give it a like, please subscribe, even share it to any other restaurant friends that you have. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers. Goodbye.